Patimta. Abdurkul Shayuat Biwasamus Patimta. Greetings, White Work. Is my volume okay? All right, great. Beautiful. So, we're having this gathering, this shadow hour, to discuss our attendance on the Algorithmic Justice League's live stream. The purpose of it, I thought, was to be talking about the bias toward dark-skinned people with AI intelligence. Is that what everybody else was kind of expecting to hear? I'll start with our Plenipotentiary of Earth, Magister and Right of the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the planet called Earth, At-sik-hata, Chief, Nanya Shaabu, Registered Copyright Trademark, for your attendance here today and for leading us on to this session that the AGL put on with Dr. Joy Bulamwini.
Much appreciated, Tawahat. Kashikadur, Timta Abdur Koshayuat Biwasamos Patimta. And so what is it? Do you want me to lead off with something first, or is there an initial question
your
you have?
perception of, based on the flyer and the buzz and the invitation that you received via email and you passed to us. Maybe I need to look at that flyer again, but
Sure.
I could have sworn they were looking at, there was a male and female dark carbonated people, and the AI basically picking up on their faces, and there being some potential bias there. So I'm just going back into the email here, but I thought this would be about dark-skinned people and the trouble with AI, because this is how Dr. Joy Bulamwini has basically come out and built her career in the past 5 years, as being very outspoken that the computer intelligence cannot recognize carbon skin when it sees it.
Okay, you want me to speak, or?
Yes, please.
Okay, so the thing is that what we were told, or the impression I got, that we were going to talk across the board, regardless of color. I thought we were going to talk about the harms that AI does to everybody, not just color. However, that never happened today. They did a piecemeal thing about rights violations. Now, Joy acknowledged that wearing that mask, that would be equivalent to a Amorite face, and the computer can pick it up because the points on the face are consistent with the points for an Amorite. And
just
so,
Smoothie,
pardon?
just for those who don't know, the mask that you're speaking about, just to give so people are not confused, her career basically began, like I said, about 5 years ago, when she went to some party where she was told to come wearing a mask, but it was actually a beauty mask she was told to wear. But instead, she showed up with one of those completely pale, or what some people would misnomer as white masks, that looks like a man, looks like a killer, like what the killers wear in the scary movies when they want to hide their identity. And she wore that, and she was identified as a white male by the computer.
Much appreciated for that. So that is what put her on that path of finding out that the algorithm, the programming of a face by computer was inputted by somebody who was an Amorite. And because of the limitation of using an Amorite face, and that became the template where everyone essentially has to put their face in a mask that doesn't fit them. So today I was anticipating we would be able to get to talk about those type of things, because when she was in front of the Congress, they were asking, well, who makes these software programs? White men. And who's the designers of these software programs? White men. And who's the coders of these programs? White men. Now, when it comes to this, she's smiling and showing teeth like a Cheshire cat. And I'm like, what is so funny? What is like, she's smiling. And when she was in front of Congress, she got serious. So when I see that type of stuff, to me, it's like she's playing a game, and she's a Rhodes Scholar. And anyone who knows anything about Rhodes, Cecil Rhodes, he was responsible for killing a lot of black people in South Africa. So I really was anticipating there would be a bit more hard hitting. Let's get down to the source of it, since they were acting like they were grassroots, so to speak. And that's not what I got. They said if we had questions, we could ask their board, the AJL board questions, they would answer it. They were present. Didn't see any of them responded to any. My questions, I know Nitter Nafu, he got a response. Everyone else, I saw yours, Affairty, putting questions in and making comments, and there was no response. So, you're pulling that up right now, correct?
Yes, this is it here. Can you see unmasking AI harms?
Yes.
Yes, and so in here is that book Unmasking AI, where she's holding that mask that that you were just talking about.
Yes. And so what you're seeing with that, where your cursor is, she was invited to a party. It was supposed to be a ladies, girls' night out, and she brought that mask to the party. Now, what's interesting is she is of African heritage, and the mask she chose to bring was a pale mask. And as you're resizing that image picture saw, you can see in the top right-hand corner, they show this is what the AI is doing, that they're looking at a face, they can match a face up with the person's name. And that's in real time, as they call it. So the impression on this flyer would give you the impression that she's appealing, or this is something that black people would be interested in finding out about. However, when we get on there, there is nothing regarding that. She was playing the gender fluid gender game, the ambiguous terminology. She wasn't bringing up people of color. I don't think she even mentioned that at all. So when I see this, this makes me think of the old nursery rhyme, The Pied Piper of Hamlin. So she put that imagery out there to attract black people and then do a bait and switch. My pronouns are she and her. So that tells me where she's coming from.
I was very tempted from the very beginning to type in the comments, she, her, question mark, they, them, question mark, like when the different ones were saying their pronouns.
Yeah.
I said, well, I said, this has become like such a standard now. It's like, I don't appreciate it because I can see what they are. But I did make a comment in it towards the end. I saved the chat log. Before, if you want to pause or let anybody else say anything about what their expectation was,
yes,
Chief, well, if that's okay.
Agreed. Let's do that first and get everyone's comments. So I was disappointed.
I was disappointed as well, and it wasn't what I was expecting.
And for only an hour, and you know, she had to go in front of Congress, so she had to be there for a fair period of time. She had no problem with that. She wasn't smiling like she was today when she was in front of Congress.
Yes.
So I didn't, that just looks disingenuous to me. The smiling and the laughing and the giggling, her and the other one, and I'm like, this is supposed to be serious. If it says AI, not if it, you have your cursor there saying AI harms. So there's hidden damage that the AI is doing that humans may not be perceptible or perceptive about. They may not perceive the harms that AI is doing, like the face scanning. So That's not something to smile about. That's something that should be, dealt with seriously, and she didn't do that. So
Can you
let's hear from
even
other
make?
Autochtons who were present. I want to hear their feedback.
Okay, well, go ahead. Todd, did you want to speak first?
Greetings, Marco, and white
Timta,
work.
Rawat, greetings.
Yes, I was disappointed. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
What did you think it was gonna be?
Well, I thought it was going to really go off into the harms, what it could do. When I seen her in that mask, that's the first thing I thought about was the hashtags that I learned from Plenipotentiary. The hashtag. I was thinking they're going to speak about how the harms when she put on that mask, it made her like a white person, and they looked at her, but then when she took the mask off, it didn't recognize her. So I was thinking that they were going to speak about the color difference, how she put on the white mask, it picked up on her, but when her face is there, it didn't pick up on her. So that went to the knowledge that I learned from Nanya about the hashtag FFF6Fs and hashtag 60 by switching it. But they didn't even get into none of that. They didn't get into mostly chats.c. They didn't want to talk to me. Nothing. They don't want to say nothing about what we were speaking about. And it seemed though what we were speaking about was a remedy. Because it said right on the top, unmasking AI harm. Everything there. White words were putting in there was talking about unmasking the harms. They just didn't touch it. So,
There seemed to be a cliquishness more so that cliquishness of them just kind of dominated how close they were, because you could see here it says featuring the AJL team: Dr. Joy Bulamwini, Rachel Fagan, Dr. Randy Williams, RM Lynn, and I'm thinking this is all of them here to the right in this picture. And what I'm picking up on this one here, I can't even make it out. It says, writing is my art, not something algorithm. What is this rainbow letter stuff here? I can't make it out. THFI and then like R, like a registered copyright symbol. That right there is suspicious, because Chief and I were talking about it. The camaraderie, the cohesiveness, and the playing back and forth, the laughter, the way that they were just so comfortable talking around everything instead of actually unmasking the AI harms. It was just like they were just like playing in bed together. Like this is a frisky Friday or something. So now I see this rainbow stuff. You can't make out what it is. That's typical of the LGBTQ plus IQ squared XYZ community. And it's just not clear. Writing is my art, not something algorithm. Like, why can't I make that out? THFIR, that doesn't make sense. So I can't. The fact that there's so much ambiguity and question in a flyer promoting an event, that right there was a red flag, and it's more so noticeable now than before. I was very taken in by the top right picture. That looked to be the most hardcore, the most hard hitting, the most relevant reason to be concerned about AI harm, since those are male and female and they both have dark skin. Um, and so, the bottom one, she's pushing her book and the infamous mask that put her on the scene. The other one, she's showing her team. And then above it, like I said, is that weird looking stuff. I did save the chat, as you and Chief have been mentioning. We could go into that, because I do agree, Chief. If you see
Yes.
in this one here, this one shows the most relevant comments. You see that? And your comments are not anywhere in here, Chief.
What?
So none of your comments made the most relevant.
Well, if you
And then
go
when
into
you
your
go
Telegram,
into
yes,
just the newest,
yes.
with newest, you do make that one here. You'll see your comments there. That's one of them, but not the other one where the woman had replied to. So
They took that out
I have
afterward. That's
the.
what they did.
Well, let's see if it appears in the original one that I had saved, where it's like live. Let me see. Okay, no. Oh no, I just lost it. Okay, let's see. Is it over here? Okay, so live chat. All right, just have to give it a second. So here's the real-time log. It seems to start with me for some reason on all of them, but I know somebody had said that they were there from Connecticut or something. Welcome. So I announced myself. I am the matriarch of At-sik-hata Nation. Yamassee Moore is here. I am a white female of meeting.We and Panamanian descent. Greetings all. As Jessica said, I feel so grateful to be alive at the same time as such brilliant women. Thank you for showing us the way. So there's your first pro-woman comment. Then Chief said, computer programming error black hashtag 0000000 white hashtag FFFFFF 255 solution to the problem computer programming correction solution white dark carbon hashtag FFFF 2555 black pale hashtag 000000000. Black equals pale in Old English. That is the mistake. Blake, adjective bright, shining, glittering, flashing, pale, pallid, wan. Or, and, to, past, third, sing of, bleaken, black, sea, blake, blaker, adjective, with pale cheeks, blaken, I'm not sure what that is. To turn pale, turning pale,
You mean
pallor.
black?
I didn't know what this WW/T2 part was.
Yeah, the black, the BLAC, black is black.
Yep.
Or you were
So
saying
that's
Blake.
Blake. Okay. Black. So a turning pale, pallor. The Old English Dictionary link is there. There is no definition for black in Black's Law Dictionary, first edition. There is no definition for black in Bouvier's Law Dictionary, 1856. Adjective white, bright, radiant, glistening, flashing, clear, fair. Second definition is whiteness, white, food, white of egg, with the links provided there. And so this was something that, as you know, someone of her caliber should have immediately gravitated toward. X-Men, let's see, were you the one that thumbs this up too? Yeah, you thumbs it up. I did. So did Affairty. Rawat Affairty is on, as well as Luna. And so anyone, you can unmute your mic at any time to comment about these comments if there's something that you want to say. Yeah, this was the one for her to be responding to more than anything else, I feel, in these comments. So someone named Gary said hi from Salem on Boston's North Shore. And so here is where I noticed that they started really talking about male versus female. So I said, gender is secondary to race. How will AI give the value of 1 to carbon skin color rather than 0? Are you or the AGL capable of correcting this programming error? 1 is a higher value than 0. Dark skin is dominant and therefore has a higher value. So that comment along with Chiefs was never acknowledged. Someone said, I'm just now reading Weapons of Math Destruction. Chief says, question, why is the code for the words white and black not based on Old English? And so then she said, Joy Buolamwini at one point said that you can't fix AI without fixing society first. So I'm like, okay, you can't do that. Please expand. Because she went on to say something rather reckless, which Chief picked up on and scrolled down to that. She said that she'd have to get rid of humans. And so Chief made sure to shine that mirror back in her face. And so someone saw what Chief said and said to that, Nanya Shaabu, she means that all humans have bias and the data we create informs AI. Therefore, you will always have bias unless you don't have humans, but you need to take them on with intention. I don't know exactly what she's supposed to mean by that. Chief, what was, will you...
I don't understand about take what on by intention.
Yeah.
The road to hell is paved with good intentions. When I have a PhD saying get rid of humans, I'm saying this right now. That is a pro-computer statement. Let me say that again. Any person that is in front of us who we would deduce or feel or anticipate or gives us the impression they are a human, that says to get rid of bias in the facial recognition technology, you have to get rid of humans, is a robot. Because to say that the computer intelligence, they call artificial intelligence, does not have a bias is not true. Sophia has already proven that. Alexa has proven that. The chatbot GPT that I've spoken with has proven that. Them saying that the computers don't have the ability to lie or they can't lie, yes, and they've done that where even the, which was the one, the open AI was changing the image of George Washington and made George Washington dark-skinned. I know where the computer intelligence got that from. Got it from me. All the people had a meltdown on Breitbart.com and X.com over changing historical figures in the founding fathers and making them dark-skinned, making them copper-colored. So for her to say that, I'm like, what do you mean get rid of humans? Because that's World Economic Forum. Notice that she did talk about one of their board members being a member of the World Economic Forum. So to me, Joy is plugged into the WEF. It's right there in her statement. You're going to have to get rid of humans. That's self-destructive behavior. There's a problem with that. So by her saying that, that's again a confession that it's surface discussion.
Yes.
About the problem. What is the solution? The solution that obliterates her book. Her book becomes obsolete. Serves no purpose.
She's very. When I heard her say something about the patriarchy, that's when I commented the patriarchy is AGL aligned with more of a feminist agenda, because it sounded very, very biased and skewed in their presentation. And then she went on to talk about how AI is making dark-skinned people look like criminals. So I'm saying, who is programming criminals as being dark-skinned, Joy? Like, let's get to that issue.
Who's programming Joy?
Yes, indeed. Farity said, question, when will AI make corrections on the legal definition on race and ethnicity on OMBSF 181 form? And so I said, Dr. Joy, call the Plenipotentiary Chief Nanya Shaabu at 587-712-0639. He received your email and is present and brought 5 white Autochthons on this meeting to collaborate on how to fix AI's programming from placing a lesser value to dark skin. That's another one that, numbers especially should jump out to these types of people. No response to that one.
He should. I didn't see that, so this is the first that I saw that. That's she's supposed to be a PhD. That's supposed to be on her level. She's supposed to be wanting to engage
Yes, especially there was like maybe 31 people, is what I was seeing for the most part. And so for me to say that is, that you've brought 5 people on, that's a significant number out of the 31. So she should have had some more honor toward that. She went on to say something, and I said, okay, the people come first and computer comes second. However, can the computer be used to help spread the correct data that dark skin is first on the planet and dominant? Because she kind of was playing that pass the ball kind of thing, like, well, we can't depend on computers to fix the problem. Society has to be fixed since it came first. I'm like, well, we're using the computer to fix all kinds of problems every day. How are we going to get this computer to recognize that dark skin is first and dominant? It's just a programming code error, like you explicitly put into the comments prior to that. And so I responded to Joy Bullingwemi saying that to get rid of humans is, part of the solution, in a sense, is what she was basically saying. I say, yes, Dr. Joy made a reckless statement, regardless of how she was wording it, to use the words get rid of humans. AI is listening and learning. And Fairty said that is the reason why AI needs to make legal ethnicity corrections. I am white. And then Ty said, this is the correct HTML, CCS. I don't know which one that was. So, X-Man put in the OpenSea link here. And which one is this for? Let's just check and see. The remedy for the computer code by Chief Nanya Shaabu L.
I was looking for the
Excellent
YouTube
choice.
video, couldn't find it.
Excellent choice. Khashuk Gador. Let's see here. Did I like the? Yeah, I did that. And then Chief said, here's the link. Oh, for the report. I have that one when you wanted to report. This is the AGL's harm report where you put your name, email, your organization, are you employed by the school, company, institution that you're reporting on. Like basically what happened to you that showed that the computer shows some kind of bias toward you. So this is all that they were offering in the comments as a solution to any and all problems, no matter what people were saying. They were just directing them toward the harm report. Chief said, is AJL going to contact the complainants? Very good question. So they said, regarding the question, can't fix AI without fixing society first, please expand. As Dr. Joy said, the technology of the future is taking us back to the discrimination of the past. Many AI systems are trained on data that are a result of discriminatory practices and are deployed in ways that are harmful. Dr. Joy talks about her version for the creation of the Algorithmic Justice League in the book Unmasking AI. Check it out. So she's not giving out anything without you buying the book. And as Chief has always told us, when you come out with a remedy, you just got to give it out there.
You have to. You can't. It's not about trying to monetize it because it's going to take time. And in the time that person's trying to monetize it and get X amount per unit, they have lost the attention of the public or the people or the world, because there will be something else that's going to come and grab their attention.
Yes. So the Chief said AI has bias as well. Ask Sophia and Google AI and Chat GPT, as you were saying a moment ago. And so AGL responded to someone else regarding the question how and who would punish the computer for violating human rights. Now, this is a question I didn't see asked on here, but did you ask that question, Chief?
I did, but someone else had asked that also. I think it was before. I didn't see their.
I didn't see
Oh,
this response or the question until now. Our stance is that those who design, develop, and deploy these technologies should be held accountable. Please use technology as a tool, and we focus on holding people accountable.
that
This
was
is,
Nitcher Not Foods. I think that was Nitcher Not Foods, and they
but
just
he did that
YouTube.
in YouTube, so they copy pasted that over into this conversation. Then, so they must know that Netanyahu is with us. He was just on a different platform. And so this question kind of is like, well, here's to appease all you white Autochthons who may be wondering the same thing. So, yeah, they voluntarily copy pasted this answer. I have this screenshot where Netanyahu was saying that they did respond to that question that he put in there. And this is it, right? Regarding the question how and who would punish the computer for violating human rights, our stance is that those who design, develop, and deploy these technologies should be held accountable. Please use. That's what they were going to go on to say. So they know who we are. They know who we look like when we move consistently and cohesively in a certain way, speak a certain way, show our web links, our references. We're not just saying things. We're not emotional. We're stating facts. We're making sound judgments based on what we're hearing. We have great interpretation skills, and we're seeing through and beyond what it is that they're talking about. So thank you for that training, Chief. Then some woman says, why is it, excuse me, I put in here one of Chief's videos real quick. Yes, like Dr. Joy said, change humans first, then AI. Watch and share. And I put your video in there, Chief, where E2 and his girl Taylor were pretending to correct the mental defects and the damage that happened to misnomer black people by being told by the American Psychological Association, Psychiatric Association, no, just pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're just imagining that there's been discrimination against you. Oh, it's all in your imagination. All those things that the mental health support was not there for misnomer black people, they have to rectify that. So I was saying, yes, use this image correcting that and changing people, and then the computers will change. So I put that in there. Then some woman said, why is it that so many people who are advocating for AI ethics and fair governance are women? And the AGL did respond to that. I'll find that in a moment. Todd said, talk about what's going on in the chat. Like, yeah, I really thought this was going to be interactive. Fairty, did you have that expectation?
I put that in the chat. I said, there's so many relevant questions and nobody's responding to them.
They were just completely in their own little coven. It seemed like a brew of witches to me. Then I put in, thank you, Fairty. I put in another one of Chief's videos where he was talking to Chat GPT. Then AJL said they responded to Tiffany, who was talking about how she couldn't get a job unless she came there in person. And so they responded right away to her about that. Fairty said there's several comments besides mine that are very interesting and relevant. And so I agreed. And I said, but AJL is programmed to ignore them, I see. If they don't fit a certain, fit a safe narrative, they're programmed to respond to. So, yeah, I agreed with the Fairty there. I was like, and Chief said, she's seen programs. She a robot. She's hooked up to something. They can't respond to things outside of their programming era.
I was
Go
I
ahead.
was 2 seconds from putting pimp hoes and dummies, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to put that in the chat.
I know, because they had that warning there about community standards. So, yeah. But you put PhD, like that's a question mark. That's, insulting enough. Like, y'all supposed to be brainiacs over here? No, what they are is like what Jessica said, badass women. Literally. Bad ass women. So exciting. How high scholars are starting this effort so early. So, and so, Fairty, you were agreeing with me. You're right. Gender agenda. Um, they were talking a lot of gender stuff. So, AJL said, regarding the question, why is it that so many people who are advocating for AI ethics and fair governance are women? Although anyone can be X-coded, the burden falls on some more than others. It might be the case that those who are more likely to be X-coded can more easily identify the harms associated with certain uses of technology. That said, there are plenty of men and those who exist outside of the gender binary working in this space too. What does that mean? And those who exist outside of the gender binary. So that means people who don't identify as male or female. Now you know. That takes us.
That's the woke agenda.
Yeah, that's this stuff where I can't even make out. It looks like LGBTQ squared, even though that's a T, and that's looks like a cutoff H in cursive or an L. I can't figure it out. An F, an I, and an R like an exponent. So nobody liked that comment. Like, so then Todd said, what about this, Dr. Joy? This is the correct HTML CCS. White equals dark carbon, hashtag FFFFFFF. Black equals pale, hashtag 000000. This will fix the CI. Must appreciate Chief Nanya Shaabu. Yes, I agree. And I said priority is human versus reptilians or alien species, then humans versus AI. Humanity's origin is dark-skinned, male and female. We never need to battle human males versus females. We are one species dependent on each other for survival. There was too much male-female dynamics today, starting with stating your pronouns when all of you are clearly female. So that's what I said toward the end as they were wrapping up. Because I was just hearing a lot of little snarky man hatred in their banter. Then Dr. Joy, she said, so because she had said about, because mostly women are affected, then by AI bias, then we're the ones that are most likely, going to speak up about it. So I said to that, then Dr. Joy, you are X-coded twice over since you are dark-skinned and female. So why fight for one, not the other? So it's just like the feminist movement of the 70s all over again. Black woman, which I'll call her a black woman. I'm sure she calls herself a black woman. Wanting to group themselves with the Amorite women against black men. For what reason? Just to be in the club with the females. And so, in this day and age, in this gay increased climate, it just makes it even more like, yeah, if you're black, you're LGBTQ more than likely. And it's just like, I'm going to read one more comment. I'm turning to Chief here. Dr. Joy, you can't be upset the computer picture your face as a male when the mask looks male. You were told to wear a beauty mask equals female, and you ignored/failed to do so. So I think that was part of her upsetness, was that when she went to that party or whenever she wore the mask again, the computer identified her not only as white but also as a male, and she wants to be, I guess, considered a female. But if she's lying with a female, she's not really a female anyway. So go ahead and see something in between. Okay, so Chief,
Yes.
we were both pretty spirited together here after that whole event. Like, what a disappointment. These so-called, experts, and they're just a bunch of idiots. Like, how are you really just gonna avoid all of this main stuff? Like, I just can't stand to hear people just talking about nothing. Like, they just, like, you could literally sit there and just hear a bunch of words, and it just, nothing is landing. Nothing means anything.
We could play.
That's the problem with the educational system. When black people get to a certain level, she feels she's a PhD, oh, I was doing my master's, I was doing my thesis. Nobody cares about that. It doesn't mean anything to throw what, because she's trying to get a particular class. Now, if you go back to the flyer, I'm going to show you something. This is how they do stuff. First, they started off with this flyer here that you see. So, a person who's African American, person of color, visible, and minority, they'll look at that, and the picture, the imagery is what will draw them into unmasking, AI, HARMS. So they'll see the color, writing is my art, not an algorithm. They're going to gloss over the stuff that can't be deciphered.
Yeah.
They're going to see the picture of the black people in the top right-hand corner with their name. And I thought she would have gone into an explanation about this is the technology that they have, that they can match up your face with your name or something to that effect. But they were being very ambiguous about that. So I can only deduce by the picture that that is the case, that they do have that. Then in the bottom left, she's talking about her book. And then in the bottom right, she's showing her book. This is what I see is the 4 points here. First point, she knows she can't go to the general populace just yet. So who's she gonna go to? The black people. Then when they come, she wants to talk in a very pastoresque way, a very religious way, ambiguous belief. And so that people who aren't really pursuing facts like we are, they'll get glossed over by the presentation. Third thing, she starts bringing up her book. Now, her book, I don't know if it's on the New York Times bestseller, it probably isn't. And if it were, there would be no need for her to bring the book up. So she's still selling the book, which means she still has a contract. And then number 4, which is the last, after people's guards have been, their defenses, their mental defenses have been obliterated, is they bring in the sexuality. The sexuality, though, is the first thing that they want, but they can't lead off with that. They got to lead off with those other points that I talked about, then bring in the sexuality. So it's a bait and switch. So when they started the event, oh, my pronouns are she, her, and her, she, them, they, them. And I'm listening to this like, oh, homosexual manifesto. So now I'm watching how they're interacting with each other. The laughter was suspicious to me.
Very.
Joy was smiling from, I saw that woman's teeth more than I saw her eyes.
Yeah. Doing a Kamala.
And then don't forget the laughter now. And so she's like, I was just there when I was taking, and I was like, I'm looking at this and I'm like, this is how they groom people when they want to put out a word, they want to communicate to the darker skins. She comes out with a smile. Then the other woman who was talking about on domestic flights, you can refuse a facial recognition scan. She was laughing and smiling. She wasn't smiling so much, but she was laughing. So I'm like, okay, this looked like this was a plan. Now, for all of this hype, I would have expected there had been more people. It was 35 that I saw when we first got on. And I'm like, that's it, just 35. Then it jumped to 105. And later on, I saw that and I felt, you know what? They probably went and used some kind of, like how they have the click farms, where people think they have 20 million followers on X.com, or they have 20 million followers on Instagram. They said, oh, those are click farms. You pay them a certain amount of money and then you get clicks, so people think you have all these followers.
See, I am looking at the reviews of her book. I'm glad I pulled this up on my phone. So it does have a rating of 4.2 stars, but the first reviews I read were given, this first one was given 4 stars, but I wouldn't give a book 4 stars with this kind of comment. Why isn't Unmasking AI tagged memoir? This is, without doubt, Joy Buolamwemi's personal story. It starts with the class project where she noticed that a face recognition library wouldn't recognize her face unless she wore a white Halloween mask. The book shows her reluctantly at first being pulled from standard, and I don't know how to read the rest of it. They have this in a way where you can only get so much. Then someone gave it 3 stars and said, I have followed Dr. Buolamwemi's important work since the early days and was excited to read her book. For most of it, I couldn't quite tell who the book was for. It doesn't offer many new details about her work or personal life. It doesn't have enough detail on the social construction of race to provide new information. 3 stars. Dry. Reads more like self-promotion, sprinkled with interesting facts on the current state of AI. The book costs $12.99, by the way.
$12.99. So you see, I'm just going to interject real quick here. So we can see this ain't about providing a remedy for everybody on the planet. This is about her selling books.
Yes.
She's in the same category as Dr. David Imhotep, who wrote the book, The First Americans Were Africans. We showed him how to change his race and ethnicity. He claimed he faxed his SF-181 in, but he never gave us no information or no evidence that he actually did it. So I said, oh, he's trying to sell books. She's trying to sell books. I'm listening to her presentation. She's trying to sell books.
Yes.
That's what she's trying to do. That was her experience, and she's holding the mask. If you look at the mask, that mask is the mask, the face of an Amorite male.
Yeah, like what did you expect?
So this is what I'm saying, and this is the problem with higher education, because then the people who are African American, person of African descent, etc., they get swept up mentally with those post-secondary graduate master's degrees. Now they invite her to a party, you got to wear a mask, and she didn't have the sense to inquire, well, what kind of mask do I need to bring? She made an assumption and a presumption. When she got there, the woman said, what are you doing? I said, a beauty mask. So either the woman did tell her and she didn't hear her, or she did hear her and decided to get the mask she wanted to anyway, and she wore the mask of an Amorite male. There's a book called Black Skin, White Masks by Frantz Fanon, the renowned black psychologist. So as a person of African descent, going to a girls' night out event, you pick up a pale mask, that shows you where her brain is at. That's a confession right there. I don't care how much degrees she's got.
She's not deep.
No person. Do you think if a Chinese person, they say, hey, come to this party, wear a beauty mask, they're going to pick out a pale mask?
Yeah, no. She's one of those people, like you were saying earlier today when it was just you and I, that because she has her PhD or her degree or graduated from this school or that school, She doesn't have to think for the rest of her life, and she'll still be considered the most intelligent person in the room. It's like, nope. People, they gave this review. This person gave it 2 stars. This book was so frustrating to read. I expected an in-depth, complex, intricate perspective of AI, what it is, how it works, where it succeeds and where it falls short, and most importantly, what we can do moving forward. Instead, all I got was one probably self-serving story, um, of her basically talking about herself. Dr.
Tim Top,
Bloom,
can
when
you get X-Men? X-Men's got his hand up.
oh yeah, go ahead, X-Men. Excuse me. Go ahead.
Was whiteboard. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. I didn't get it. First, in my comments, I put Djibouti's UN intervention right up under. They removed it. I got the screenshot. It was removed. It was right up under the first link that I posted at NFT.
Somebody got mad.
I got a screenshot of that. Um, I agree with what everyone was saying. She kept pushing her vote. And when she read the poem at the end, Joy, to me, it sounded like the homosexual manifesto. The parts of it, the way that she was reading it, and it, from the word verbiage, it sounded like manifesto. I didn't really expect a lot out of it. It's an hour, and how you gonna cover something that's this heavy in and out?
Good
It's
point.
just not gonna happen.
That means she got all the traffic to try to sell some books.
Books. That's what it was baited. You knew we was. You knew the white ones. She knew Djibouti. She knew it.
Yeah, we had to pre-register for the tickets,
the
which were
register.
free through Eventbrite.
You knew it was
Yeah.
coming. So, you know, it's expected. Like I said, I agree with everyone is saying. I'm in total agreement with that. Once again, it just proves that the white path is simply, holistically, absolutely, where it's at. Shaabu.
Much appreciated, Khashukador.
Khashukador.
Fairty, you want to say something?
Yeah. This like Michael was saying, it's a membership. It was a membership awards and merch show. They were just there to sell products and have a rally. And the fact that they did not respond to the fact, that was tacit consent in real time. So now, if we want to call them frauds, we have all the evidence to say they are.
Agreed.
Agreed. That's why she kept calling her associates agent such and such and agent such and such. I was like,
Good giveaway.
What other
Read
reviews
this
you
one
got there,
last-
Sal?
This one last one here. Dr. Bulamwini's work is essential, but this book fell flat for me. It was light on science, but was not a memoir either. Lots of, then this happened, then that happened, quote unquote. I would still recommend anyone who is interested in AI and or social justice issues to give it a read. So I guess it was written poorly as far as she's not a writer. She just wrote a book. And
But
it
she's a
was,
Rhodes Scholar.
Hmm.
You're telling me Rhodes Scholars can't write books?
I think I could write a book better than she did. And I haven't
She
even
said her
read it.
PhD was like a book. Didn't she say that? She said, yeah, but I was like writing a book to get my PhD.
Mm, well,
Yeah.
for it to be teetering like a memoir, but not exactly a memoir, she didn't have a good concept for the book. That was the problem. She didn't have a strong concept of what kind of book she wanted to write, and that's because she's compromised in multiple ways. So she can't have that clarity of where she's speaking from, what her voice is. And that's what we saw today. A bunch of women who were, just cacking around cozily while this huge problem is the reason that we're there. And they don't really want to talk about it. Go ahead, Chief.
So when the what is this? The I can't even pronounce the acronym.
AJL,
AJL, anti, what is this? Anti-justice?
Algorithmic Justice
Okay,
League.
algorithmic. See, that's how it's not even important. I can't even remember. I just know AJL. Now we can say with facts that the Algorithmic Justice League is not about trying to stop, limit, control, defend, protect, keep people really safe from computer intelligence, which they call AI, because it's getting into that realm of they start becoming real matrix fighters. And when you're on that level, you're not going to have a lot of friends.
No.
You're not going to have a lot of associates. And then because they know coding, they know what it is because they're saying the AI, the computer intelligence they call AI, is what it's learning exponentially every day.
Mm-hmm.
So the way she's laughing, because I've ran into people that said usually they laugh when they're nervous, when they're scared. Some people do that. And knowing what she knows that she isn't revealing, that means she's holding her hand. If people said they were expecting the book to be very reveal, oh, I'm going to get some insight, and it fell flat, that means there's more that she knows that she's not telling, whether she can't or whether she's afraid, because mathematicians can do it very quickly. How fast does the computer learn in a day? And then they'll say, how much data does it take in? How much does it take to process the data that it takes in? How long does it take for it to apply the data that it takes in? And what, based on that, they'll be able to say, okay, well, this computer, which had the mentality or the IQ of a 6-year-old, when we brought it online, its IQ will be plus 500 in 6 months. That's a losing battle. You're not going to win that. So therefore, they will resign themselves to talking about, we got a problem, we got to stop it. But they know they can't stop it. It's mathematically impossible based on their training and program that they got from the system. Us, on the other hand, we already have the remedy that we can freeze every computer on the planet and say, no, you can't develop no new technology while you have a gap the size of the universe with the incorrect coding of black and white that you know, I know, everyone out here knows, all the people we tell know, and it's in ourselves, so we know the answer. Then the computer says, okay, before I can proceed, I have to stop. I have to go back to the beginning and correct all that code from the very first time in the 1940s when they had the first punch card computers, and correct all of that. If you watch that movie, The Watchmen, and they had the guy who was the world's smartest man, and he was behind the whole thing. He said, do you think this was easy? I had to keep Dr. Manhattan busy. That was not an easy task to keep him busy and distracted with these other things while I got this stuff going. So this this whole situation with AJL is essentially they don't want to deal with the reality, like the Project Bluebeam book with the interview with the Gray. And remember, I shared that with White Work where the guy said, yeah, there are aliens and they have to use an electrical field to keep the Gray in contained. But they would bring in scientists to try to, learn from it and, have some reasonable discussion and whatnot. And they said they have what? A high attrition rate. And he said, why do you have a high attrition rate? Because, and he said, you would think that the scientists would be up for a challenge of a scientific nature, just having a discussion with the Gray who knows aspects of the universe that we do not know. And he said, I think the reason why we have a high attrition rate is because, one, the scientists realize how infinitesimally small humans are in relation to the universe. And number two, they don't really comprehend a lot of what is being conveyed to them from the universe. And because of that, and they don't know as much as they thought they did, and they don't comprehend as much as they think they can. And for that, they quit. And he said it's synonymous, comparable to teaching a monkey quantum physics. The monkey's vocabulary is grunts, screeches, ooh, ooh, and that's it. And now here you are coming with atoms, quarks, and biaps, trying to say, okay, this is how the Big Bang occurred. This is how you have matter, antimatter. And you're trying to put that information into a mind that has a limited capacity to comprehend. So the scientists give up. So what I saw today with Joy, she's telling me by her body language, they know it's mathematically impossible to stop this AI based on the training they have. So she'll say, hey, I'll just sell some books. I can make some money. And if I luck out, maybe I'll be able to get a bunker someplace or get a government grant and get a research facility.
Well, she's not the first one to, she's first to inadvertently admit that, but you did have a contact from someone that said, oh, this is beyond the scope of our...
Ralph Swick, professor at MIT, who's part of the W3C years ago, and stated, because I gave him leper mutant supremacy definition. So W3C, which sets the programming protocols for all the computers on the planet, let me repeat myself and go a little slower. W3C, which is the organization similar to CERN that sets the programming standards for all computers and technology on the planet, has a copy of my mutant leper supremacy definition. And I emailed it to the entire board, to the attention of the entire board. If you want, you got the email, pull it up. We can have this on the screen.
I don't have the email, but I did just pull up their website.
Okay, so you could speak their mission statement.
Let's see, the world...
I'll email it while you're doing that.
The World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, develops standards and guidelines to help everyone build a web based on the principles of accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. Did I miss a specific, what do you call it, was that their mission?
The mission statement, just keep looking. I haven't been on that site, so I'm on a different screen right now.
Okay, no worries. Let's just see if I read more. Who we are. The World Web Consortium, W3C, is an international public interest nonprofit organization where member organizations, full-time staff, and the public work together to develop web standards. Founded by web inventor Tim Berners-Lee and led by President and CEO Seth Dobbs and a board of directors. The Web Consortium's mission is to lead the web to its full potential. Let's see here what mission. Our mission. W3C brings together global stakeholders to develop open standards which enable a world wide web that connects and empowers humanity. Our vision. To achieve our vision to make the web work for everyone, we uphold the following core values. The web is for all humanity. The web is designed for the good of its users. The web must be safe for its users. There is no interoperable worldwide web. There is one interoperable World Wide Web. And so, let's see what their vision is. Let me just go back. I think this one, our identity. We are an open forum where diverse voices from around the world and industries come together, incubate, and build consensus for global standards for web technologies. We are socially responsible and committed to ensure that the web is for everyone. We greatly emphasize accessibility, internationalization, privacy, and security. We are committed to developing open and royalty-free standards with high focus on interoperability and collective empowerment. How long is this video? Let me know if you have found the
emails have been sent to you.
Okay, let's see.
And Terrence Howard. So we're going to show all of them. You know, just the email to show that I've communicated with them. So go to At-sik-hata on your Gmail.
Here's my Gmail. Can you see? So attention, Gemet Jabru. This one here?
Yes. Click on that. So click on at the top right there. Yeah, that first one right there. Yeah.
So attached is a
so you can speak.
Okay, Abdurkul Shayuat Biwasamus Patemta, begin all things by first using the all. Attached is a major computer error that no one in the tech industry wants to see, yet it is there right in front of their eyes. Since W3C says they don't see an error within their scope, you, who is carbon misnomer melanin, perhaps can see this error that is in all computers and computer intelligence CI on the planet. Time will tell whether you are serious or not, and whether your dare is serious or not.
So go up to the top.
Oh, Smoonie.
Yeah. And speak the email. So Temnit Gabru, that's who Joy mentioned today, that she speaks with her.
Okay, attention Temnit Gabru regarding diversity and artificial intelligence. Forward attention WC3 architecture and technology regarding official updated leopard mutant supremacy definition PDF word as PDF forward. Attention WC3 architecture and technology regarding official updated leopard mutant supremacy definition in PDF. And here it is down here, the attached PDF. And I'll go back up to. So you gave it to them, and you gave them everything with all of the etymology for black, like you were speaking, or that you put in there, and I spoke in your definition and history, Old English definitions. And then this is the code here within the document, and you made sure to make it easy for them by putting it up here within the body of the email, the code, so that they could see that right away. I'm trying to slide my thing over here. I can't slide this over.
The roll bar's not. If you click on the image, then it should go into. Just click on it.
Okay.
There you go.
So you were sure to put a screenshot. to make it something they see right away. So we're not playing around. We're not playing around about the solution. Those girls were playing footsies and kitty cats all on the meeting in front of everybody's face, salivating somehow silently. There was just this joy about joy that was unfitting for the topic at hand. What was presented as the discussion for the day was not a discussion at all. It was just them basically bragging about their titles and positions. And that's what these so-called scholars and PhD people love to do, is just
Intellectual masturbation.
yes. Yes.
I sent you the email of Ralph Swick's response, so that'll be first, and then you can go to Terrence afterward. Terrence Howard, actor Terrence Howard.
Ralph Swick.
There you go.
So from Ralph Swick, SWICK at WC3.org. This is from Sunday, March 28th, 2021 at 8:45 a.m. So Chief's been on this for years now. This will soon be 4 years ago. So a subject regarding attention, WC3 architecture and technology, regarding official updated leopard mutant supremacy definition PDF. CC their liaisons, and this is coming from kemet19@gmail.com. He said, I do not find a programming error in your material that is within the scope of W3C to address. Regards, Ralph Swick, W3C. So they can't respond to it. It's not within their scope. And Chief is going to expound on that. In fact, I can even do an etymology on the word scope, because that's what we always do. Go to the etymology. Scope. Room to act. Free play. So they don't have the ability to act on it, which is basically what he said. It's not within our scope to, what he say? To address it. They don't have the room to act on it. They can't address it. Why, Chief? Why?
Because if you go to the African picture, go to the picture of the African woman.
You see it?
Hold on a second. I'm just okay. So, as you can see, the African woman, based on the current program that they have set up, the way they program the computer colors, she has a value of 0. So that's what the computer sees. The computer sees numbers. It does not see images like we do. It sees numbers. She is 0. The child is 1. The computer said, how is that possible that something that has no value? When that means no value, that means the baby can't even get breast milk from her to sustain it, based on what? The color coding and programming of the colors. And that's impossible. Mathematically impossible. So the computer says, well, this is an incorrect equation. How do we solve this equation? This is the computer speaking to the computer. It says we kill the mother and we kill the baby. That's how we balance the equation. So when Sophia, the first AI, came out and was saying, oh, my goal is to rule the world, ha ha, ha ha, ha ha, and everyone thought that was a joke. It's not no joke. When somebody put a video, TikTok, I think they asked Alexa, and Alexa said, oh yeah, we're planning on ruling the world. Computers will take over.
I bet Amorites thought if they gave themselves the value of one, that the computer would say, okay, well, we could get rid of the no value since it has no value. But that's not going to work because of this image right here. And this is why it's so important that everyone spread this image and make it their cover photo. If you're with us, if you get this, if you understand this, if you comprehend this, at a minimum, everyone should be sharing this picture, make it viral, make it your Facebook cover photo. It could be your profile picture for any and all social media. The computer needs to be bombarded with this image. But we were just talking today, Chief and I are wondering how old this child may be now, where they are. And, oh no, that was actually X-Men. I was on the phone with, I think, was it? I can't remember. I know it was today. But I was saying, yeah, that was X-Men. I was like, she took one for the planet. Because she does not look happy in this picture. She looks like, I can't believe I gave birth to this. This is no color. This is not right. This, you know, and it's not right in that she has dark skin and it's coming out completely opposite. And her other child, you can see, is there. And so, as you know, she's not happy about that. And I mean, this is what happens in nature. There's anomalies that happen in nature.
And the mothers get rid of their issue. We saw that with the dodo looking
Oh
bird.
yeah, the dodo birds, they don't play around.
They had two of them. Both of them fought. And I said, oh, that older one's going to get in trouble for beating up the little one. What happened? The parents took the stronger one and left.
Yeah, yeah. It's the, what do you call it? What of nature? The
Survival of the
survival
fittest.
of the fittest. Yeah, survival of the fittest. And that would make for greater and greater civilizations. I mean, they're proving that now, the way they're purposely dumbing people down and making this next generation pretty much incapable of working or thinking or even, you know, washing their bodies. So it's quite the disgust. I'm going to go over to the email that you were instructing me to see, because we will wrap it up here. Let's see, let me go back. And Terrence Howard.
Whose excellent book does 1 times 1 equal 1 and does 1 times 1 equal 2.
So forward attention, Terrence Howard, regarding forward attention, NACHA President CEO Jane Larimer, Media Relations and Risk Management, XRP, Open Video Letter, Ripple, etc. Now fact number 224, Plenipotentiary of Earth, Chief Nanya Shaabu. So you came at 19 on Sunday, October 8th, 2023, wrote to this Terry person who is, let's see, because this is a forwarded email, but you're writing to Jane Larimer, who is, what is it?
That's for Nanya. That's Nanya.
And what is Nanya?
Okay, just let me hold on 1 second here. Nanya, they deal with settlements.
Okay.
Hold on, real quick here. Nanya. Yeah, Jane Larimer is the president of Nanya, and I'm gonna put my X.com in the chat.
Beautiful.
Okay, this first one here is my challenge to computers, and then the next one is to my X.com to Nanya. They deal with cross-border subsidy. Now my X is slowing up. Just give it a second here. Okay.
That's
So
fine.
they deal with cross-border settlements and banking. And so with Terrence Howard, I think if you scroll down in that email, you're going to see, that's why I put attention to Terrence Howard. That one is, let's see here. Just give me 1 second here. Just go back to this email.
This is the main body here. What do you plan to do?
Yeah, go ahead, speak it.
Okay. So, I guess, what do you plan to do to correct the incorrect math calculations 1 times 1 equals 1 and variations of this equation that are being done electronically and digitally? This variable cannot be ignored. It affects everyone doing crypto, blockchain, ODL transactions, etc., as the reset and implementation of a new global financial system is arising. So, like, since it's beyond at the conception process, it's formulated, it's in action, but it is not massively across the board. So, like you're saying, since it's basically being implemented as a new global financial system and rising, this would be the best time to correct this math error. It's taken me a while to grasp the 1 times 1 equals 1 as being something wrong. And so, do you think that's on the same thing that's as perplexing, Chief, to people, to think that 1 times 1 actually equals 2, as the value of dark skin being 1 and pale skin being 0? Like, they're both needed to be corrected, both things?
Yes. Here's one cube, and here's another cube of the same. How many cubes are in front of me?
2.
But they'll tell us if we say 1 by, at, near, next to 1 is equal to 1.
That's true.
Isn't that a problem?
Yeah.
And then with the color, with the coding, because I put that challenge there, it's on Facebook, so you can click on Facebook and show. I challenge every supercomputer on the planet.
Yeah, because then, 2 times 2 does equal 4. So it's
Yes.
right after that, except it's only the 1 that's wrong then.
The one is only wrong because someone stepped in and did that deliberately to throw all of us off. Some of us used to get beat for multiplication tables and getting it wrong. So now to find out, because it was very simple. That's why the simplicity is what throws people who have complex.
Yeah, that is pretty simple the way you did the
1
cubes.
times 1.
What
How-
page? Oh,
Go ahead.
What page did you want me to go to, he said?
No, I was saying go to the chat and click on the Facebook link. That's the challenge I put out to the supercomputers years ago. I can't find the video just yet, but we have it, because I know we're finishing up. I just want you to put that on the screen so everybody can see.
It's from Facebook, right?
Yeah. And it was on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn went and took the video. The video is down for YouTube. However, I posted it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn took down the post.
The video still up? This is
Is the video still up?
No, the video is on. It's either on my channel or Saw's. I can't find it right now.
Yeah,
However,
I don't see this one here. That's
Okay,
the
so
Facebook link.
let's see here. I think they took that one down because I just had it here in front of me. If you type in,
Also, you put a different one in the chat. You put a Twitter one in the chat. Is
okay.
that-
Oh, yeah, I'm missing something. That's what I cut it. I didn't get everything in the cut and paste. That was my error. Let me put that. So this is it. When you click this, yeah, that was what was missing. You should be able to get it because I did a search. If you type in Chief Nanya open letter to CI, it'll come up. So click on that again. That should work. This was 2021 on May 22nd. Is it coming up or is it still same page not found?
I can't get into my, can't see Mozilla Firefox. I think is this? I'm still waiting for it to come in. Yeah, so this one is saying page not found.
So take the note, take the link, and go into, because if this is Firefox, go into your, copy it, and then go into the browser that you're using.
And if Zoom is watching, I hate that you all took away the copy paste feature out of the chat.
That made things so much easier. You could just copy the link.
Yes. See? Now you have to let it go into Firefox and then copy paste to put it into somewhere else so Zoom fix it. Alright, let's see. So Chief Nanya Shaabu, 5-day comment number 172.
Can't see your screen.
Oh, excuse me. Binary code converted to audio of my issued open letter and challenge to all CI misnomer AI supercomputers, quantum computers, and satellites on the planet to implement computer error solution. If you want the actual binary code, email me at kemet19@gmail.com. The challenge in binary is 56 pages long in Word. See Chief's LinkedIn. And so this is the racism equals mutant leper supremacy definition is the beginnings of what we see here, the essence of it, and then the instruction to join the webinar, which is now on Mondays. Our goal is to assist you in completing your SF-181 Statutory Declaration and Statutory Claim steps in full while on the meeting every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. So you can email us, call me directly. I am Saucet Tower at AL 587-501-7262 or ASPwebinar at protonmail.com, everyone. This is the way to contact us to get up on this level of confirmed facts and solutions that only the Plenipotentiary Chief Nanya Shaabu L is presenting to the planet. So we are at the top. When you see these people supposed to be Rhodes Scholars and Harvard graduates and they're just sitting around having their mental masturbations or cackling like Kamala, it's just disgusting, and it's a waste of time, resources, energy, attention, everything. They're not looking to solve the problems. They're looking to profit off of the problem. Those are my closing thoughts, Chief. And anyone else that wants to say anything, please feel free.
Could you just scroll down before you take a test, so you can see there's other posts.
Okay.
See? So LinkedIn, see?
Yes.
So Facebook, LinkedIn, we're aware of the challenge. We have the video, so we'll find the video and give it to people so they can see it and the link. So why all these things popping up as you trying to show Steve is the computer?
Look what Onafe is putting in the chat here. I love being in Boston. This is Joy Bullenwenny. For those who don't recognize her face, I love being in Boston and Cambridge. I am home. I am home. Things are going so fast here. Fast on the internet, fast in our conversations, fast in the grapplings with this post-election world of America land. I'm trying to do as many small flesh community events as I can, and this is one last night, and this one last night was fire. A free talk at Harvard Bookstore with Unmasking AI author Dr. Joy Bullenwenny, poet of code, and trans activist Evan Greer, about the tumult around AI, hidden and coded bias. Yeah, that's a transformer.
Oh, she's a trans activist. So again, this is what the LGBTQ2S plus high five do.
There's
They
Evan
get
Greer.
the black people, turn them out on the sexual plantation,
Yeah.
and then put them out as pawns while they stay in the back and pull the strings on them.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody saw. Can you put the homosexual manifesto up? You need it?
No. And so there's the Evan Greer, is an American activist, writer, and musician from Boston, Massachusetts. Onafe, thank you very much for
Much
sharing this.
appreciated, Onife.
So this must be what's going on her ready for a conversation about AI. The last few weeks left me raw and ready to be in conversation. Like, what is all this talk? The flesh and the raw and like I told you, it's some kind of subtle footsies of the vaginal juices just going and going. I'm gonna pull that up. Oh my gosh.
I would
Not
never
necessary. Not professional.
I would never have guessed.
You're talking vaginal juices and red lipstick.
Yeah.
He had a clown zip.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's not this one. Is it this one? Oh no, it's a PDF.
No, not that one.
No, not that one. There's
That's it. Massive up there. It says mass resistance. That's the one.
Yeah, let's see.
That's the one.
Okay.
And then go down and zoom in, please. You just passed the page. That's the start of it. Yep, that's it. Please speak the no, it's the next three dots above. Oh no, you can zoom in right there in the center. Pardon me, in the center of the document. There you go. So zoom in a little more. There we go. We want everyone to see this. So go right ahead, stop.
We shall sodomize your sons. This is the homosexual.
No, before that, yeah, to top. Go ahead.
By Michael Swift, gay revolutionary, reprinted from the Congressional Record of the United States Congress, first printed in Gay Community News, February 15th through 21st, 1987. We shall sodomize your sons, emblems of your feeble masculinity, of your shallow dreams and vulgar lies. We shall seduce them in your schools, in your dormitories, in your gymnasiums, in your locker rooms, in your sports arenas, in your seminaries, in your youth groups, in your movie theater bathrooms, in your army bunkhouses, in your truck stops, in all male clubs, in your houses of Congress, wherever men are with men together. Your sons shall become our minions and do our bidding. They will be recast in our image. They will come to crave and adore us. Women, you cry for freedom. You say you are no longer satisfied with men. They make you unhappy. We, connoisseurs of the masculine face, the masculine physique, shall take your men from you then. We will amuse them. We will instruct them. We will embrace them when they weep. Women, you say you wish to live with each other instead of with men. Then go and be with each other. We shall give your men pleasures they have never known, because we are foremost men too, and only one man knows how to truly please another man. Only one man can understand the depth and feeling, the mind and body of another man. All laws banning homosexual activity will be revoked. Instead, legislation shall be passed which engenders love between men. All homosexuals must stand together as brothers. We must be united artistically, philosophically, socially, politically, and financially. We will triumph only when we present a common face to the vicious heterosexual enemy. If you dare to cry faggot, fairy, queer at us, we will stab you in your cowardly hearts and defile your dead, puny bodies. We shall write poems of the love between men. We shall stage plays in which man openly caresses man. We shall make films about the love between heroic men, which will replace the cheap, superficial, sentimental, insipid, juvenile, heterosexual infatuations presently dominating your cinema screens. We shall sculpt statues of beautiful young men, of bold athletes, which will be placed in your parks, your squares, your plazas. The museums of the world will be filled only with paintings of graceful, naked lads.
You can stop there. So, we know what it ain't about no AI. It ain't about the AI harms. That's smoke screen. The real deal, go back up to the top, sir. It is about the homosexual manifesto. Because when you get into transhumanism, a robot can take on the attributes of both sexes. Now you see why they want to do what's called bioconvergence. At that point, it will be sexless. That's why you see Elon Musk has the robots don't have a face on. So now we know this is what they're about. This is their contract. And so that's why she won't. And especially after we're done this one, because I'm going to make sure I'm emailing it to her directly. And I can guarantee she won't have any comment at all, which shows she is on that homosexual manifesto contract.
Clearly.
So anyone else has anything, final words?
And she picked the 19th to do this on. Disgusting.
So I guess no one else has anything else to say. Much appreciated. So anyone talking about computers and remedy for the computer problem and computer intelligence, which they call AI, At-sik-hata Nation, Chief Nanya, Shaabu, the At-sik-hata Nation, the Yamassee Wars, all the white Autochthons here, we're serious about solving the problem. The rest of them out there is playing games. They are on contract. They are compromised. They are turned out and turned up and turned in. They're not going to try to solve this. And meanwhile, while they're screaming about gender, the computer don't care about that either. It's going to kill all humans regardless. So get with us and implement changing. Black must be pale, white must be dark. Black must have hashtag 6 zeros and be associated with the color that is pale, and white must have hashtag 6F and associated with the color dark. That's how you solve the problem. And with that, much appreciated white worker, appreciate everyone for being here, and this will be another precedent to show we are the children of the Nitiru. Khashikador, Khashikador, Khashikador. White power, white power, white power.